What a morning, boys. Well, morning / afternoon. Top Step X isn't on me OBS. And now it is. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. That's me trading view. That's Top Step, there we go. And the sound is working. Right, that's all good, that can go away. Now, I just need, not you. Your levels are outdated a little bit, I'll update them just before 10. Luckily, I don't know how I managed it, but I've managed to get here roughly on time. Live control room, there we go. Morning, Professor Mac. Hope you're well, sir. Okay, we made it with 3.5 minutes to spare. Let's get the levels updated here. I'm not going to be rushing into any trade here though, because I need to settle in. But obviously that's the benefit of not having to start until 10. If I was in my ICT days and I was having to start at like 9, potentially even 8:30, then this would have been a much more stressful morning / afternoon. But we good. OPOC's up there, and overnight value area lows there, right. And then we need the current session profile. And there we go. There we go. Perfect. Ooh. Do we have news? Evening, Robin. Starscream's here. Love to see it. Love to see it. Yeah, do we have any news? Any news? No news, okay. We have FOMC on Wednesday. Might potentially just leave Wednesday then, to be honest. Might not, I'll decide what I'm doing on Wednesday. Not even got through Monday or Tuesday yet. Okay. Not exactly had a bad morning, but I've just had a fucking, like, been everywhere morning. Everyone's needed me for something this morning. Right when I wanted to be trading as well, which is obviously just sod's law, innit, I guess. I haven't muted my mic, haven't I? Yeah, fucking hell. Also a bit more caffeinated than normal this morning. Honestly, a break here doesn't look terribly bad. Like a break and retest of value area low. Or even a break and retest of previous week's value area high. Sorry, that looks ugly. Break and retest of value area high. But we'll see if we can break below previous day's value area low. Looks like we came down once, bounced off it. Look at that. Broke down past previous day's point of control. Bounced up to, or bounced off value area low, back up to point of control. Back down to value area low. Fell just shy of previous week's value area high. And then bounced up one more time. Now we're retesting value area low once again. All before 10 AM. All in a, what? 15-20 minute window, half an hour window, some measure of a window, some sort of a window. I'm on the right account here, right? Yeah. All before 10 a.m. Me and you, me and you. 15-20 minute half an hour window. Some measure of a window, some sort of window. I don't mind a fade here, honestly. I've put value area high. The only issue is point of control is 2 points away, 2.5 points away. So that isn't really a trade I'm interested in, to be honest. While it looks good, yeah, there's not much room, not much profit target room there. I would have to literally, it'd be a very tight stop. I don't really like my stop being 2.5 points in the New York AM session. I prefer it to be honestly 5 at a minimum, really, for the New York AM. So yeah, I'm not gonna be going for a 1-to-1 where it's looked like that, because while point of control can shift up here because it's a pretty even range, for a rule of thumb for those even distribution plays, those D-shaped profile plays, because this is a pretty D-shaped profile, I'll just target point of control. Got delta up on my other screen as well. Yet again. I've got my hat on as well today because my hair is just getting too annoyingly long. Delta is actually going the complete opposite way to price, which is very interesting. Makes me feel like this is what would you call this? As a delta absorption? Exhaustion? I think absorption. Yeah, Delta's going. Delta's going up. So actually, probably not looking at a previous day value area low break and retest. Probably looking for this to hold, and then maybe break back above the previous day's point of control, and then long from there. Essentially, very below the overnight value area, actually, aren't we? Very below. Yeah, Delta's shooting. Shooting. Delta is beyond both these highs. Delta's beyond this high, and it's beyond this high. Like, very, very confidently beyond it. So, yeah, we've got a lot of aggressive buyers coming into the market right now. Right about now. Funk Soul Brothers, check it out now. Sorry. Like, very, very confidently beyond it. So, yeah, we've got a lot of aggressive buyers coming into the market right now. Right about now. Check it out now. Yeah, Delta is wild. It is wild. It's the first time I've seen it do something so completely opposite to what price is doing. Obviously, I've only been using it a week, so that's not really saying much, but yeah, Delta is don't know if I like my hat on the way I've currently got it on, because it keeps knocking my hood at the back of my... Unless I just put my hood up. No, that doesn't work. I don't really like having my hat backwards when I've got a hood on, but I don't like having my hat forwards at the minute. Well, I don't like having my hat forwards when I've got glasses on, because it just kind of fucking rests on the glasses. So I guess we'll just go sideways. No, I can't go sideways. I feel like sideways cap is so much more of an American thing. It's just like the stereotypical, like, I don't know, skater kid called, what's a skater guy's name? Justin's a skater guy's name. I'm an American skater guy's name. You know what I need to do actually? Oh, I'm gonna reveal how fucked up my hair is. But I need to tighten it a little bit if I'm gonna wear it backwards. Oh yeah, that's better. Justin's a skater guy's name. I'm an American skater guy's name. You know what I need to do actually? Oh, I'm gonna reveal how fucked up my hair is. But I need to tighten it a little bit. If point and you can tell I'm caffeinated this morning, boys. You can tell I'm caffeinated. Overly caffeinated, I should say. If point of control can shift up, if point of control can shift like up here, and then we get like a price pushes up here, and then I'll take another retest of that, probably. Obviously, exactly like I said before, I don't want to take a fade from this value area low because the likely target is point of control. So while it did get to point of control, I wasn't comfortable with how much, how many points were available basically. For the stop loss I would have had to have. That would have literally had to be like a 0.5 risk to reward for me to feel comfortable. I could have probably gone for like a 4 to 2.5. So like a 0.6, but definitely not a 2.5. I wouldn't have felt comfortable with that small of a stop. And you can see that it did literally bounced up to current session point of control and then rejected pretty strongly. Delta is still pushing though. So we got big delta divergence at these two highs. That is one thing I'm trying to do more of. I don't know how much of a how experienced you are with delta, Professor Mac, but I mean I am not at all. So I've been learning a little bit. And one thing I need to focus on doing more is only comparing delta highs and lows that are like, the closer the better basically. The further away they are, the less valid they are because they're almost part of two different auctions the further apart they get. So like last week, I feel like not every time, but there was definitely a couple times that I was comparing highs and lows that were too far apart, where actually the delta was, like what the delta was telling me was not very experienced. Okay, we can learn together then. So yeah, if the highs and lows are too far apart, then it's not as reliable to base things off of it. Whereas like right now, this high, oh god, that was way too big of a circle. This high and this high obviously are like literally consecutive highs. So little like micro structure. Delta divergences are the way to go. So like the fact that this high did not get broken with price, but delta literally shot like up here. Actually, I'm not sure what that is telling us, I'll be honest. I think that is telling us if buyers are coming into the market but price isn't... Yeah, so if buyers are coming into the market but price isn't able to break this high, that's telling us that buyers are getting absorbed. Because people are buying, there's a shit ton of people buying here, but not enough to for the sellers to give up point of control. So all those buyers just got absorbed, which is why we then saw a big BBC candle to the downside. Lots of buying into the point of control. Sellers came in and sold and defended the point of control, and yeah, that's the right way to look at that, what just happened. So even though delta is shooting up, it's not necessarily a bullish indicator, but just because a lot of people are buying doesn't mean that price is necessarily going to go up. Sellers overwhelming the buyers, yeah, exactly. I think in the order flow industry, it's referred to as absorption. Sellers are absorbing buyers. Not necessarily a bullish indicator, but just because a lot of people are buying doesn't mean that price is necessarily... Or at least they did at that level. Sellers overwhelming the buyers, yeah, exactly. I think in the order flow industry, it's referred to as absorption. Yeah, hopefully Cami is going to be getting his order flow module out on his school community soon. So hopefully, I'm assuming there'll be some sort of a delta module in there, and then we can look at. I can look at that and I can learn from it, and then yeah, I kind of want to take a short here. I like that short, I'll be honest. I really like that. I want to see like probably one more of a little push lower, and then I'll take that short. I feel like I'm rushing into it if I go on it now.
I like that short. I'll be honest.
I'm not really, because it did get all the way down there. I'll throw the order in. What's that? 7350.
I want to see like
5.
probably one more of a little push lower, and then I'll take that short.
And then it'll be
If I go on it now. I'm not really, because it did get all the way down there. I'll throw the order in.
There we go. We'll try that. See if we can get filled on that one there. Like I say, even though Delta's rising, I believe that that is a solid little trade though. The average true range is actually very small, so
We'll try that. See if we can get.
I actually probably could get away with a smaller stop today, maybe like 4 points, but I'll just stick to 5. Like I say, 5 gets me right to the previous week's value area high, which is
The average true range
great.
is very small, so I actually probably could get away with a smaller stop today.
Me and you,
Like I say, 5 gets me right.
move this over here, get it out of the way. So I'll either get in this short, or if we break below value area high, build up some volume. I don't really want to take a short from value area high, previous week's value area high, unless we can build up some volume along with it. This is okay up here because we have this volume. Even though it's a D-shaped profile, when we break away from it like this, that's that makes it usable as a short like volume shelf, even though it's not really much of a shelf.
This is okay up here because we have this volume. Even though it's a D-shaped profile, when we break away from it like this, that makes it usable as a short like volume shelf, even though it's not really much of a shelf.
I like tuck my hood in or something. It's really pissing me off. I don't know if this looks stupid or not, but I'm doing it. Just to stop my hat from annoying me. Yeah, that does look stupid. I just looked at myself in the mirror. Got that song stuck in my head. Rain Dance by Dave and Thames. If you know, you know. I feel like Americans don't really know about Dave. He's probably one of the biggest UK rappers.
Rain Dance by Dave and Thames. If you know.
I feel like Americans know more about Central C, I think, than Dave.
I feel like Americans don't really know about Dave. He's probably one of the biggest.
Okay, that's previous week's value area high. I'm still leaving that limit order up there. I'll only move it lower literally if we just build up some volume along this level now and then break lower. And then if we just continue to fall, then I'm well, like where's previous week's? Let me move this so it's to the top. Previous week's POC is all the way down there.
Literally, if we just build up some volume along this level now and then break lower. And then if we just continue to fall, then where's previous week's? Let me move this so it's to the top. Previous week's POC is all the way down there.
better or worse? I can't fucking tell. I feel like I shouldn't have that. There we go. That looks better. I feel like I'm back in Australia with my hat like this. I want my hat like this constantly in Australia. If we see a reaction up from previous week's value rate high, that'll be pretty cool. I feel like I'm back in Australia with my hat like this. I want my hat like this constantly in Australia. If we see a reaction up from previous. Where are we in the grand scheme? If this shelf here can stick out a bit more. That'll get me to move this order down. Until then, it's staying where it is to see if I get filled there. That'll get me to move this order down. Until then, it's staying where it is to see if Delta is looking good now. Previous session low. Where's previous session low? I don't have that marked out. It's down there. Oh, we just took it. Previous session low. Session, I don't have that marked out. Oh, we just took it. Yeah, I really do want to do some like a delve into Delta and figure out like, because it is more in depth than simply just seeing Delta go in the direction that you want to see, if that makes sense. Like it's not always working like, oh, I want to see the Delta go down because I'm bearish, from my understanding. Because like for a reversal, for example, if we get like a delta divergence at the highs, say price makes a high and then a higher high into a level where you would expect it to reverse, and then delta is like a, oh no, if price makes a high and then a higher low or a lower low, let me just start again. If price makes a high and then a lower high off of a level where you want to see a reversal, and when it makes that lower high, the delta makes a higher high, that is actually good for sellers, if I'm getting that right, because that's showing the buyers are being absorbed because the delta broke the high. Let me draw it. That's probably the easier thing to do. If this is price, so we get like a level up here, and price makes this high and then a lower high. So this is price. Price. And then a lower high. This is price. And then delta. This is price. And then delta does this. That, I believe, is actually a bearish signal. Because people are selling into this area. Or buying into this area, sorry. We have aggressive buyers coming into the market, but they weren't able to impact price to make price reflect delta. So that's called an absorption divergence, I believe. And then like just flip it upside down with the lows. That's called an absorption divergence, I believe. I went long when ES grabbed to the equal lows, which was NQPOC also, so we shall see. We shall see. Yeah, I mean, we're currently in this sort of area, which is fine by me, because if we stay in this area, we'll build more volume up here. So then if we break lower, I can get my break retest. Or if we, honestly, even if we jump up and like, even, I mean, realistically, I don't. I'm honestly debating whether I move my stop just a little bit, because since we have this volume developing now, I don't really want to be like...
I'm honestly debating whether
I don't want to be shooting past this node, you know what I mean? And the average true range is 2.5.
shooting past this node, you know what I mean? And the average true range is...
Yeah, so, interesting. I'm looking at delta footprint now and I see lots of contracts at the weekly value area high level. Strong short delta. I'm feeling that if we get back below that level, price will shoot down. Yeah, probably. That's what I'm kind of expecting as well. I would prefer that because now the more volume we're building up here is making me more and more uncomfortable about shorting from here. Just because I don't want to be shorting into a node of volume. Whereas if this never gets filled and price just builds volume up here and then breaks lower, that's perfectly fine with me. That's probably the best thing that can happen because that'll void this entry and it'll just make me enter like down here for short on a break and retest. Because yeah, like I say, I am getting more and more uncomfortable every single time this shifts up to the point where I'm thinking about not even taking it at all. Or at least lowering my target. I'm gonna cancel the order just while I think it through. I don't want to get filled on something that I'm not sure on. I'm gonna cancel the order just while I think it through. Because if we do come up here and it does like would have tagged me and then breaks all the way down here, that's like fine, but like obviously, oh yeah, I would have won the trade, but I think that the likelihood is if we like do that, chances are we're gonna break below this, and then I can just get a retest here with a big volume node behind me. So yeah, the more this is building volume here, like this is a pretty prominent node now, so I don't really want to be shorting. I don't really want to be shorting like here and like really my target like my room for like an easy an easy move is like that. It's literally where I enter to the edge of this node. Definitely not all the way down here. That's previous week's value area high, my original target. Now it has a big block of volume in between it, so yeah. Hopefully we just break value area low. Hopefully we just break value area high, and then I can get short. Because I will just get short here. Very happy with that entry. Probably go for 4 points. Yeah, see, look at that. If we break this low. I'll go for 5. I don't really break this low. 4.25. We'll do 4.25. Once we can break this, I want to see this low get broken. Really. I'm curious if, because like realistically, wicks shouldn't really mean anything. Like that should have been a pretty confident break, but the fact that it just wicked it makes me not as confident. But I guess from an order flow perspective, that doesn't really make sense. You just want to see it move, right? You don't really care about wicks. Like you could do this just on like a line chart, where it would look like that. Okay, that order's going in now. 7 at 6,850. Let's see if this just wants to break Professor Mac.
just wants to break.
Looks like it's doing something. This is it. Yeah, you've called that. You called that one.
Looks like it's doing something.
Very, very nice read with the footprint delta there, Professor Mac. Very, very nice read.
You called that one. Very, very nice read with the
Oh, wow.
Professor Mac.
Big old
Very,
break.
very nice read.
Yeah, so I basically, this is my entry or I'm not getting filled. Because I can't really get in anywhere else between
Big old break.
here and
Basically, this is my entry.
here. Like all this in between is just kind of a no trading area for me.
Between here and
You've been short since 6884. Wow. Jesus. Nicely done.
You've been short since 6884. Wow.
So you're like what?
Jesus.
25 points in profit. Wow, this really is just dropping. Hell of a call.
You're like what? 25 points in profit. Wow, this really is just dropping. Hell of a call.
Yeah, so I've got an hour now, and I literally all I can do is wait for this to get hit, this order. Which hopefully it can retrace a fair bit up here, but we'll see. If value area low of the current session can creep down even more, that'd be great.
Hopefully it can retrace a fair bit up here, but we'll see. If value area low of the
Very, very happy with my entry though. Very solid entry if I can get filled. Next level for me is previous day's low at 6858. Oh, okay. So we basically like
very solid entry.
made an equal low at that, huh?
Next level for me is previous day's low.
Oh wait, no, there's that previous day's low here. Friday's low is
Basically like
856.75, looks like. Is it?
Oh wait, no, there's that previous day's low here. Friday's low is 6.
Yeah, 856.75. That's previous day's low.
Is it?
And then after that we have previous week's point of control. See if I can get filled on this little retrace here, that'd be nice.
Previous day's low. And then after that we have
My stop's at 58.
point of control. See if I can get filled on
Your stop's at 58? Do you mean 68?
my stops at 58. Your stops at 58. Do you mean 68?
Six eight five eight. Your stop though. That doesn't make sense that your stop's there, surely. If you're short.
Your stop though.
6858.
That doesn't make sense that your stop's
I'm confused, Professor Mac.
you're short.
No, I'm waiting to get in one, Dylan. Oh, take profit. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm waiting to get filled on this trade that you can see on the screen, Dylan. Hopefully you can get a little retrace up to that. And then if I can't get that, I can't really get any trade if we don't get back up to these value levels, because like this whole area where there's no value levels, I'm just not going to trade there really, because I wouldn't be able to get a quality enough trade for me to consider taking it. But if we can get filled on that one that I've got on the screen, which you can see the limit orders above me, then we'll be in. But it's just a run off kind of day.
Then we'll be in, but it's just
Only other thing that could happen is if we get to POC down at 849 and get some volume in the current session down there, then I can well, I can see how the volume profile looks when we get down there. But for now my only real play is shorting from previous week's value area high and the node that's been built up across there. Market today was so annoying. I'm low-key new and trying to secure a payout, so I ain't even gonna risk trading today. Yeah, it's just kind of a run-off sort of day. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a dangerous day though. You just gotta not chase. Just like I've accepted the fact that I'm either going to get filled at where I'm waiting to get filled, and if I do, then that's a perfectly valid entry, and I'm happy to get filled there even if I get stopped. And if it doesn't get all the way back up there, I say all the way, it's like 3.5 points. But if it doesn't get back up there, then I won't get filled, and that's fine by me because there's no reason for me to get filled anywhere else. Now what, 2.5 points from filled? Let's see if we can get this. Has average true range gone up at all? 3. 2.5 points from filled? Yeah, I'm still fine with 4.25 to be honest. I'm still happy with that as a stop sizing. How far off are we? We got 2 points away, so we could get filled here. We could. Value area low of the current session keeps coming a little bit lower, which is great because if that can get down to like where my entry is, that's a solid entry. 4.25 is where I need to drag my TP to. Honestly, a day where I like kind of want to hold a runner, but that's going against my rules for my first trade. If I get this trade if this trade wins and I get another trade, then I can hold a runner. But first trade I don't. First trade is just a 1-to-1 always. Secure the bag, and then think about hitting a big day. Delta's going pretty flat. Delta's going flat as price is going a little bit higher, so I'm honestly not sure what that tells me, but Delta's going flat as price is going a little bit higher, so I'm honestly not sure what that tells me. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy. Are we getting filled? Where's my TP? 64.25. There we go, filled. 64.25. 2.5. Yeah. Perfectly happy if that gets stopped out. And then let's throw the break-even denoter in there. The break-even denoter is 64.75. Took a long from that drop below value area low to POC on NQ. Done, nice. I'm assuming you won that, if you're saying done. I don't know where I don't have my levels for NQ. But I'm assuming you took a dub. I mean, it's you, Dompy. Of course you took a dub. I would expect nothing less. I don't know where I don't have my levels for NQ. I'm assuming you took a dub. I mean, it's you, Dompy. Of course you took a dub. I would expect nothing less. If this does lose, it'll be my first loser since coming onto my XFAs after the old Lucid. What would you call it? Practice count? You too, Mr. Wiz. Mr. Dumpy. I'll be having a great I'll be having a great one if my trade dumps to TP. I feel like I've got something stuck in my throat. We're at that level where that... Oh, yeah. Let's see if they defend it, yeah. We are indeed at that level. We're at that level where that... Oh, yeah. Let's see if they defend it, yeah. We are indeed at that level. Value area low of current session is coming lower and lower, which is great. This looks like the start of some sort of a defense. Gonna get ready to move to break even here. That fell just short, looks like 6,475. Oh no, that was break even. We can go break even. It break even to the tick. You can see 6,475, and then the low of this candle, 6,475. So yeah, literally to the tick, a break even. Let's see if we might actually get break even potentially. Ooh, leave me be. Can delete that now because that's done. 2 ticks from the TP. Ah, break even. Cheeky bastard. Okay, let's not rush into anything here. Ah, break even. Cheeky bastard. I will leave that there, but see, this is the issue, is the trade still looks good, but I don't really want to just re-enter like right as I got break even, because that kind of defeats the whole point of break even. Like I may as well just stayed in the trade there, right? So we'll just let this kind of move around a little bit, see what it's gonna do, and then if we can get like another move down, like maybe more of like a confirmation. We've had this, and then we can maybe get like something like that. That's where I'll take it, but I'm not gonna just re-enter now, even though it's still valid. At least from like the volume profile looking thing, looks of things. I'll let this kind of do what it wants to do. We'll see if the break even, if the break even cost me the win there, which will be a first. Also, actually, probably worth noting that if I was at 5 points, that wouldn't have been a break even. That's definitely worth noting. If I was at 5 points, then that would have been like still what, 3 ticks from a break even. So that's definitely something to consider. If I was at 5 points, then that would have been like still what, 3 ticks from a break even. So that's definitely something to consider. So maybe if I gather enough data for that, then maybe the thing will be like, oh, if I have a position that's so small, not position, but if I have a trade where it's like less than 5 points that I'm aiming for, then I like don't move to break even at all, maybe? I don't know. Obviously this is just off one trade. I need to actually gather data on it first before I jump to any conclusions. Value area low is coming lower and lower and lower. Value area low is coming lower and lower and lower. Would that have been TP? Looks like it would have been. Yeah, that would have been to the tick if I would have got filled. Like it literally got down there very quickly, so. Yeah, that would have been to the tick if I would have got filled. Like it literally got down there. Yeah, that definitely would have been TP. Okay, interesting, interesting. I'm gonna throw another short contract in there. Yeah, that definitely would have been TP. Now that we've got like this almost confirmation move, but interesting. If I'm being honest, I doubt I get filled there again. But we can try. There's no harm in trying. I mean, the value area low of the current session is coming lower and lower still, so if anything, that makes this trade even better than it was. I just need to get filled again. Anything that makes this trade even better. Still going for 4.25. Strong negative delta forming. Yeah, it's interesting what you can see from the footprints, because I can't see that sort of stuff just looking at the CVD. Yeah, it's interesting what you can see from the footprints, because I can't see that sort of stuff just looking at the CVD. Yeah, delta's looking pretty heavy. Unfortunate break-even move there. That is always what happens if I get moved to break-even. If I move to break-even and then get stopped, like if it is going to run. This is why I switched to 90% instead of 75%. Because that sort of thing was happening too much before. Whereas that's the only time now, since I've swapped to 90%, that it's actually cost me money. Moving to break even. Like it does this whole like break, retest, little bounce, and then a second tap, and then runs. But yeah, maybe something to do with the 5 points is something I need to consider for that if I notice something like that again in the future. Because that would have been a winning trade had I had 5 points and not 4.25, which is kind of funny to be honest. Because that would have been a winning trade had I had 5 points and not 4.25, which is kind of funny to be honest. Do I use trading view for the volume profile? Yeah, for delta, no, trade debate. I've got the trade debate order flow plus thing for delta. For the old CVD. I just use trading view for the volume profile and just general charting. To be honest, trading view is just like the goat of charting, but it's not the goat of order flow stuff. I just use trading view for the volume profile and just general charting. To be honest, trading view is just like the goat of charting. Me and you, me and you, me and you. Someone's knocking at my door. Be right back. I should probably cancel this order actually while I'm doing that. Don't want to get filled on that. Someone's knocking at my door. Be right back. I should probably cancel this order actually while I'm doing that. Don't want to get filled on that. Okay. Could you have a look? It's within the volume footprint. What, the footprint charts, you mean? Could you have a look? It's within the volume footprint. Bid and ask, is it these? What, the footprint charts, you mean? That looks like footprint. The issue is with me, Professor Mac, is I don't really know what I'm looking at when I'm looking at the footprint chart stuff. That looks like footprint. The issue is with me, like me either, I'm learning on the job. Okay, I'm gonna throw that order back in there because that looks really solid now that we have current session value area low right there. I really could get away with like something as small as that too, which is crazy. A 3.5 point stop. Because the whole idea here is that I'm sandbagging behind this high volume node here. So I might honestly just go for that 3.5 pointer. Just in and out. 6850. Also kind of prefer that smaller trade now because it's still valid with the stop loss theory, like it's behind this big node that we've got here. We also have previous week's value area high and current session value area low, so that's great. That's a really solid trade if it gets filled. And then I'm getting out before we start hitting like this big volume area here where we're kind of building up volume. I'm just taking a quick move between them, which I'm perfectly fine with. Shame I didn't do that on the first trade, but I don't think... What did that node look like in my first entry? Yeah, I probably could have done that same thing, to be honest. Oh well. I should have really recognised that the average true range was a bit of a smaller range day. Therefore I can get away with this smaller move sort of stuff. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Did I make or lose money on that break even actually? Oh, I made $12 on that break even. But you're definitely learning on the job a lot better than me, Professor Mac. That footprint delta read you had when you said that this level, if it gets broke, it's gonna move. Very, very solid call. Don't know if I'm gonna get filled today, boys. Again. Very unfortunate break even. Definitely could have been a winning day. Very unfortunate. Had I gone about things slightly differently. Still wasn't, it's not like it was a losing day, but had I gone about things slightly differently. Still wasn't, it's not like it was a losing day, but I'll start recording my screen to get a feel for how... I'll start recording my screen to get a feel for how this works, hell yeah. I'll start recording my screen to get a feel for how this works, hell yeah. Had a losing day today on my XFA, really? Tried to get $200 day, but today I got to 185 and set my trailing drawdown. Set my daily loss limit to $200 and then immediately had that's unfortunate. Set my daily loss limit to $200 and then immediately had that's unfortunate. What was the short that you had where you were short from what did you say you were short from? 84? 6884? Was that on like an eval or an eval or something? On your Lucid? Oh, okay, nice. Take it Lucid is pretty close to pass then, because that must have been like a big, big trade. Wow, we really are just dropping. I'll go ahead and cancel that limit order just because I want to be able to reassess it if we get back up there. See if we can get something around POC maybe, but yeah. Unfortunate. I had the complete right idea. Like, my call was spot on. Break and retest the previous week's value area high. Like, look what happened. That happened. I just got very unfortunately stopped. So, nothing you can do. Not really. It was only 3 micros. Well, I mean, you moved like, what, 30, 50, something like it. Moved crazy, so you must have made a little bit of profit on the account still. I suppose there isn't really much need to size big on the Lucid account, I guess, is there? So it's not like you're under pressure to pass it. So unfortunate. Should have been a win. Should have been $150. Me and you. I wonder if it does make sense to start implementing some sort of a rule like that where my issue is I like rules. I don't like discretionary like moves to break even. My issue is I don't like discretionary like I like to be like consistent. I like a discretionary trading style, I guess. I like a discretionary within reason. But I definitely prefer a mechanical. Anything to do with like risk, mitigating risk, and like profit targets and stuff like that. I prefer mechanical because then it's way more repeatable and consistent, in my opinion. Much smoother equity curves. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, 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 yeah. What do you reckon, Professor Mac? Do you reckon those people defended that level, those sellers, or not? I can't really tell. What do you reckon, Professor Mac? Do you reckon those people defended that level, those sellers, or not? Can't really tell if they defended the previous week's value area high level or not. I'm not sure this order flow stuff works. Can't really tell if they defended the previous week's value area high level or not. I'm not sure this order flow stuff works. I think I might switch back to ICT. Yeah, whack it in the Discord. Yeah, whack it in the Discord. Helps if I have Discord open though. Helps if I have Discord open though. Why are we looking at 6.8, 6.850 up here? Yeah. Oh yeah, 1.74k, 1.72k. Yeah, a lot of sellers coming in at that level, huh? 1.74k, 1.72k. Yeah, a lot of sellers. Very clean rotation. There we go. All the way back to previous week's point of control. Very clean rotation. There we go. All the way back to previous week's point of control. 1.74k is on the right. Yeah. We were flirting with it, and then The level it broke, and then 1.72 a K median impaired. Tell me that we were pushing down. Yeah, hell of a nice read. Wow, look at that bounce right off POC. Might potentially still get something here. I just need some volume to build up at this level, and then we can either take a break and retest of this level, or we can potentially fade it back to the upside. Probably would prefer a break and retest, just going with like the momentum of the day. But if it does show, if I can see some sort of signs of reversal on the delta, as well as like a shelf of volume get built up here. This is, let me break it down. So if we can get like some sort of a shelf just above here, or even right on it, and then we can get like some sort of a delta divergence around this level, and then I'll take like basically a break and retest of the, like, let's think of it as like an acceptance of the POC, and then another bounce of, I'd take a bounce at the node that builds up here. If the node builds up just above it, I would like, say we get this node like here, like that. I then want to see us break above that node, and then I would take that as like a little move. And then alternatively, we can just build up some volume here, and then take a simple build up some volume, take a simple break and retest. Half an hour for either of those to play out. On the next candle, we went back up to test the weekly value area high, and you can see the defense form at 112, 1.12. On the next candle, we went back up to test the weekly value area high, and you can see the defense. I see. Yeah. Yeah. Footprint is definitely something I should get behind, maybe at some point. I don't know. I feel like with Footprint, it's like one of those things where you're like a love or hate sort of thing. I think I probably am gonna end up preferring Delta as in CVD as to like full on footprints. But I mean, that's not me saying that footprints shouldn't be used. They're clearly amazing when you can, if not probably one of the best order flow tools. But it comes down to pure personality, really. I guess I don't personally want to have to be looking at that many numbers. I'd rather look at just the volume profile and just the CVD, because I'm starting to really like the CVD. And I don't really want to throw in the footprint as like another thing on top of that, because for me that just gets too much at that point. Most people do the buy versus sell footprint, but it's too many. Yeah, see, that would be way too much for me. Most people do the buy versus sell footprint, but it's too many. Yeah, see, that would be way too much. It's probably like all things. Like if you use it and you get enough experience using it, then it'll It's probably like all things. Like you'll get there, right? We do have Delta pushing to the upside here. Delta is already above this high, so, and we do have a little bit of a node here. Delta is already above this high, so we do have a little bit of a node here. So do I want to take a little fade? So do I want to? That would look something like that, probably. There's not much of a volume shelf there yet, but that is an idea. There's just not much of a shelf there, really, for me to want to do that yet. Yeah, like people reading the DOM, exactly, yeah. Cammy loves the DOM. Cammy absolutely loves the DOM. I mean, he doesn't actually like read. He does read it actually. If he has it like up, he knows how to read it and all stuff like that. But literally a straight dump down into it. like the idea of watching the DOM to see limit orders being reloaded in real time at absorption levels. However, I don't like the idea of my eyeballs. Yeah, exactly. I don't like the idea of my eyeballs bleeding by the end of the session. Yeah, you and me both. Bookmap could potentially be a way to solve that star scream if you if you're not too concerned about. Oh my god! I just realised that my monitor's frozen. Wait there. Yeah, bookmap could be the way to go if you're not too concerned about how much bookmap costs. Because that kind of solves that issue with the heat map. You can see all the resting orders there. Give me my chat, YouTube. Calm down. There you go. Can I close you now? Yeah, I can, thank God. I was going to say, what was I need you back. Get over there. And I need you back. The CVD is really pushing here, but price isn't, which I believe is absorption again. So buyers are getting absorbed here, potentially just to continue lower. Like, I think that, you know what, I'm going to take this short on, just on my Lucid account, just for fun. A little 5 to 5. What's that? 54. Because I don't really want to take that on my my funded, because it's me playing with Delta really, not really something that I'm like actually confident with as far as volume profile on this. I'll let you boys know how it goes though. It's very small size, literally like 3 micros. It's not even filled yet. Also, my trading view is, well, not trading view, my trader bait's being weird. There we go. No, it's not being so weird. Because we also have this like little node built up here. I'm not filled on it actually though yet. It's still like a couple ticks short of me.
Order filled.
There we go, that was a fill. That was a fill on the eval, just for fun, just for shits and gigs. Basing that off of the CVD, absorbing sellers, absorbing buyers, I should say. Yeah, pretty much down to the weekly POC and just taking a 1-to-1, basically down to the POC. I'll go to break even on it when it gets to like the 50.5, 50.25. I'll go break even on it when it gets there. Let's make that like a black line or something. That's the break even point. Oh, that was a big jump down, a little bit. CVD is still rising and price isn't, which means the buyers are still getting absorbed, which is a bearish signal. Because right now, CVD is above this high, so as long as price isn't, buyers are getting absorbed. But buyers might have just broke through, it would seem. Well, we'll see. As long as that high holds, those highs hold. Which they still are, even though that was a big jump to the upside. Sellers are just keep absorbing them, then it's fine. Testing that buyer level on the candle. Yeah, I mean, yeah, look, they all just got absorbed. So let's see if they can break through or not. CVD is rocketing. Price kind of is, but nowhere near as much. Price still hasn't broke those highs. Barely. When this trade gets stopped out, I'll probably end the stream, just because we're at the end of the session now, basically. 5 minutes to go. Seven or 8 minutes to go. We did have that really beautiful read of the previous week's value area high, break and retest. It was so unlucky on that break even. So unlucky. And then I did say I wanted to take potentially like a kind of I mean, it bounced from the POC. We just didn't really get much of a clean like volume node here for me to I wanted to see a volume node like form like down here. And it was to like break it and retest that, and then I would have taken that on the fundeds, but we didn't really get that. We just kind of got one big node here, which there's not really been much of a break above a node there. Like if you split this into individual nodes, sure, but like this node only just formed like here, I think, so yeah, I'm not too sure on that one there. I also low-key needed to enter a trade on this Lucid. That's why another part of the reasons why I entered this Lucid trade. Because I just need to make sure I actually do enter a trade on it every now and then to keep it, so I can keep abusing its order flow plus feature. I think I must have risked like $70 on that trade. Stopped.
Stop filled.
Oh god, wait, oh no, I didn't. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Oh my god, I did that on the minis. Oh my god. I just lost $760 on that. Oh, that's so funny. I didn't realise because I didn't have like an open P&L I was looking at. Oh my god. Oh, that's so funny. No, I don't care. It's not like the account was like important to me or anything. I was literally just using it so I could use the CVD. I didn't blow it. I didn't blow the account. But I'm damn close to. Oh, that's so funny. Just thank God. It's because I read the delta on the E-mini, obviously. So like I entered just like right on that. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that really tickled me. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there, boys. Not much really to do in this last 5 minutes that's gonna happen. But yeah, really solid read. I was very happy with that read on the previous week's value area high. Just a shame, such a shame we got break even on that. That should have been a winner. Yeah, now we're pushing back down. It'll dump from here just to spite me. Can you imagine if I just accidentally like passed that Lucid account, just accidentally like hit like a massive trade on it? Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, very happy. That's the highlight of the day. That read on the previous week's value area high, so clean. Just so unfortunate that we got break even on that. Literally, what it was two ticks from TP. And like we talked about earlier, if I had really like sized a bit more appropriately for the day, then it could have been a TP. Even if I was just on my normal size, it would have been a full TP because I wouldn't have moved to break even so soon. So yeah, food for thought definitely on that. But apart from that, I mean, like the skill of reading that it was going to do that was there. It was just unfortunate execution, but not terrible execution, just unfortunate. So yeah, I'm not bothered about that really. So yeah, I'll leave that there, boys, and we'll get back to it at 9:45 tomorrow. I won't be late tomorrow. you'll be glad to know. So we'll be back to it at 9:45 in the morning tomorrow. Appreciate you boys for hanging out with me, and hope you made money on the day as well. So I'll catch you tomorrow, boys.